For this project, you may choose any subject matter that you'd like, but when we color it, you're going to color it in a pattern that would use the rainbow order or the order of the color wheel or Roy G. Biv. So we talked about that earlier. It usually helps your artwork to use a reference picture. You don't have to copy it exactly, but it helps you to learn how to draw things better. If your picture does not have the shapes found on it for you with a Sharpie marker, bring it up to Mrs. Mulligan and I will help you to break it down into simpler shapes. This one already has the ovals and the circles on it. So I'm going to use this owl. And I'm going to look at it as I draw. So the first shape that I saw there is an oval for his head. Now hopefully that will show up. You know what? I want you to draw with a pencil, but I'm going to draw mine with a marker so it's easier for you to see it. So the first shape is an oval. The next shape that I see is going to be his body, which looks like a long letter U, starting at the edge. So now I have the first two steps. I think I'll move to his feet next. And those stick down, two straight lines down like the number 11. Two more, like the number 11. And then he's got furry feet that scoop out like this, and maybe then his toes show more on this foot. Put the nails on there. Okay. Now I'm going to look at where the wings start. This wing starts a little bit to the right of the center of his head. So I'm going to put it right here. And I have less paper than on the calendar picture, so I'm going to go up and make my wings go right off the paper on that side. On the other side, the wing shape is different. It goes almost exactly from the side of his head, and then it goes out and up, and then it curves around, and I'll make that go right off the page. So that's the first top. And then I have all these feather lines. I need to see how big the feathers are, so I'm going to compare the size of this wing to the size of his body. It's almost the same width. So I'm going to use this a little shorter, and I know that my wings need to be that wide. And I'm going to start putting their shapes on until they go off the page. Now let's measure this wing. Right near its body, that's how big it is with my hand. It's the same size as the lower part of my body. So I'm going to measure with the lower part of my body and hold it against here, and that's where I start my wing shape. There's also another line of feathers in here that I can add. The last step is to put on the owl's face. His eyes are tilted a little bit to the side. His beak is not right in the middle. So I'm going to move the beak over and draw that. And then I'm going to put one eye here and one eye there. And he has some of these little feathers that I'll suggest with the little letter U shape on his body. When I'm all done, I need to decide if my picture requires some sort of background that you could add. I think in this one I'm going to make him on a branch landing. So I'm going to draw the shape of the branch. It's going to be different. This owl on the picture is on the ground. I'm going to make mine on a little squiggly looking branch of a tree down below. And then maybe behind the owl, I think I'm going to leave it alone. What I'm going to do is just make my wings so that I can color them in rainbow order. I'm going to continue the feathers up. So I have shapes filled in that I can color. And then I think I'll add another row of feathers here. And on this side, we'll do the same. Because remember, I have to figure out a way to add patterns to this in rainbow order. So you might need to draw some pattern designs on your picture so it's easier for you to color it in. Maybe I'll put, no, I think I like it like that. I'll write my name. When I'm done, I would outline mine in a Sharpie marker as well when you're finished drawing in pencil. Then we're going to use some brand new markers. When you add the color to your drawing, it needs to have a pattern, and a pattern is something that repeats over and over again. So I'm going to make, I know that I have 6 colors in my pattern, so I'm going to save time by coloring my first color, yellow. These leaves are going to be rainbow. I'll start with yellow, so then I'm going to go yellow. It would be red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, red, orange, yellow. Then I can just share that yellow marker. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces in between my pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. So this one would have to be yellow next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. This one would have to be yellow next. If you color it this way, it will save you a lot of time in changing markers. So now I'll have to get rid of my yellow. And after yellow is going to be green in my rainbow. You don't have to start with red. You can start red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, or you can start anywhere in the order, but you need to continue it in the correct order. So it's going to be every feather after the yellow will have to be green. If you use that wide side of the marker, you can sometimes speed this up. Ooh, this smells good. It smells like lime. All right, so then I have this one up here that will be green. Now I'm ready for what color next? Good job. Blue. Now you can choose, there's a dark blue in the set, or there's a light blue, and there's a dark green, and there's a light green. So you decide which one you want. You don't use both. So if you pick the dark blue, you stay with the dark blue. If you pick the light blue, you stay with light blue. The same with the green. The same goes for red or pink. So if you've chosen the pink, you don't choose the red as well. Which one comes after blue? Correct. It is purple, or violet, as it's said in Roy G. Biv. We're going to skip indigo. If you want indigo, you'd have to color the light blue on top of the purple, which will actually look like a little bit like the dark blue, I think. Try to color in these very neatly. What's the next color? All right, you're correct. It's either red, or I've chosen pink instead. So yours might be red. Mine is pink. This way I can do all this one section of my pattern all at the same time. Now I'm not going to color the entire picture in this sitting. The last color will be orange, because I want you to get started. But each section of the drawing, I think I skipped one. I need to correct my mistake. So I make sure I have the orange in the right place, and then I have to figure out what to do with that other feather. Does anybody have any ideas what I should do to correct a mistake? I think what I shall do is I'm just going to make 2 purples in a row, make it look like that's one big feather. So this is going to happen. If you make a little mistake, you're going to have to figure out a way to correct it so no one will notice it. I'm going to do the same thing with the rest of my bird, and then once I'm done with the bird, the background as well has to be in rainbow order. So if I decide to make it a big rainbow, I can do it that way. I could draw different designs, patterns, like in this one I put circles and I colored the rainbow order like that, or I did a pattern of lines going across. In the bottom I have bricks on my wall where it's under the cat. His little feet look like a rainbow. So I have to decide which way I want to do it, and to save time, if I decide to do something in stripes, I would go red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and then just take a guess at where it should go. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. The red would be here, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. I'll do a red there. Blue, purple. And I might have a little one at the end. That way when I start putting my next lines on, my pattern is less likely to have a mistake in it. And then make sure you don't get the order wrong. I've got yellow next. I think you get the idea by now. So I'm going to finish coloring this without the video, and then you guys will be ready.